Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So, happy Saturday. A lot of big news involving the SEC. Binance.us makes a deal. Coinbase moves forward with its case. And Ripple, what's going to happen with that? Brad gives an update. So, let's talk about all of these things that involve the SEC. And let's talk about Bitcoin recovery and the entire market also following. So let's do this. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy your Saturday. Bitcoin has been slowly trending up about 26.4. It was a little bit higher, actually, a little bit ago. And the entire market cap is up about 3% for the day. So that's good. But why? Well, of course, we have Blackrock. That's a big deal, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the big news is Binance and Binance.us and the SEC agree to allow U.S. employees to access customer fund. So this is a big deal. This basically means that Binance.us is not going to shut down because there were some worry that if the SEC got their way and actually froze all access to all assets and funds, then Binance.us is essentially dead, right? The judge basically told SEC, go work out a deal, and they did. So Binance.com now has been locked out of Binance.us, right? And only Binance.us employees have access to whatever they're supposed to have access, so Binance.us can continue forward, right? Basically, that's the thing. Now, Binance.us is they're not the main focus here. Even though they are and they aren't. SEC is really trying to target Binance.com and CZ, okay? Because they claim that there's commingling of money and assets being moved around and all this stuff. But Binance.us, basically they're they're kind of in a weird position right now. Because they are their own entity, but of course they have the Binance name, and with everything else that's going on in the U.S., they got their bank fiat on ramps and off ramps basically cut. All these banks don't want to deal with them anymore, so they're in a weird situation right now. But the SEC is trying to go after Binance, and good luck. I don't think that's going to be a very easy target to go after. But, those of you guys that are in the U.S., if you have Binance.us, so this is good news. At least they're not going to be cut off, basically. Although there have been a massive amount of money flowing out of Binance.us because of this fear, right? So, and the fiat off-ramp thing. So, you know what? I hope they stay around because they're one of the better exchanges in the U.S. All right, now outside of this news, also Coinbase is in the news because Coinbase is also involved with the SEC. It got sued by the SEC, but also they're suing the SEC for a response that they've been waiting for since 2022. And again, the SEC is not responding, and basically it's Coinbase asking for clarification on what's a security and what's not. Okay, and of course the SEC does not want to answer that, so Coinbase is pressing forward and trying to get an answer, and hopefully they will get something within the next month. Basically, a federal judge already asked SEC to comply, and the SEC has not complied. So think about that, how a government agency can now not listen to federal judges. That doesn't even make any sense. They should be thrown in jail for that, or Gary should be, right? But now they're pressing forward, forcing the SEC to give a response, which they really, really, really did not want to. And that relates to Brad Garlinghouse's video that I'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, it definitely relates to what he said in his video. All right, so there's those things I want to kick off. Blackrock, of course, still everyone's talking about it, debating about it. Is this a good thing or not good thing, right? Should there someone's saying about these hearts in the live chat. I can't change them. It just keeps going. Sorry, I don't know. YouTube added that, so I can't change that. But as for BlackRock, you know, many people feel like BlackRock coming into the game is going to change the game. It's going to bring trillions in. Others debate, well, if BlackRock's in it, then they're going to try to control it, and it's going to be no good, right? So you got both sides arguing about BlackRock. But one thing's for sure. BlackRock is getting serious about this. Most likely it's going to get approved. Now, this SEC, or no, this ETF thing is a little bit different because SEC has always denied ETFs. And this time around, BlackRock is doing something with NASDAQ, which will basically give more transparency into the trades to help alleviate any concerns of manipulation. So we'll see if that's the case. But there are people that are still comparing this, the BlackRock's proposed Bitcoin ETF with, of course, Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust and MicroStrategy, and just holding Bitcoin mining stocks or Bitcoin itself. Obviously, if you break things down, according to this person's opinion, holding Bitcoin in cold storage is the best. Don't disagree there. Now, if you're comparing, say, MicroStrategy stock with Bitcoin ETF, there are some benefits and not non-benefits, I guess. Cash flow and generating, MicroStrategy does generate cash flow. Whether or not that helps the stock at this point, undetermined, because it basically is a Bitcoin ETF, just follows Bitcoin. Bitcoin ETF does not have cash flow generating, okay. But business risk from BTC price volatility, a ETF would be good. MicroStrategy is affected by Bitcoin price volatility. And then you have all these other ones like counterparty risk. Of course, both companies can go down, so that's bad, versus holding your own Bitcoin. There's no counterparty risk. And then everything else, right? So it's a toss-up. If you really wanted a Bitcoin ETF, you could buy MicroStrategy stock. But again, I don't know how many institutions out there that really want to FOMO in MicroStrategy stock. Although BlackRock already is in MicroStrategy, Vanguard and Fidelity, they all own a piece of MicroStrategy already. So that kind of shows you the big boys are already in, but just barely. So we'll see. What else is there? Bitcoin, since it started going up a little bit, just a little bit, caused over 100 million in liquidations. So this is kind of surprising. Over the last 24 hours, if you look at the longs liquidated, shorts liquidated, there's always both sides, but you could clearly see over 24 hours, 22 million Bitcoin liquidated, shorts, 15 million for ETH, and then you go down the line, there's a lot. Even the shorters of XRP and BNB lost millions. Shorters of Solana and Matic lost millions. Shorters of Sui and then Aptos lost millions, right? You add it all together, it's about $100 million worth of shorts liquidated, right? Because, again, there's a lot of traders out there that think they know better, that they can outsmart the market, and then the BlackRock news hits and boom, everything starts going up and they all get liquidated, right? And here's the thing. The price rise that we have seen right now, I know it's just barely little. The good thing about it is it didn't even really cause any short squeezes. Yes, 100 million has been liquidated, but it's not even a big deal, right? Even CryptoQuant came out and said it. Right now, the buying is actually from buying. It's not from short squeezes. And we have seen when Bitcoin pumps up 1,000 or 2,000 points due to short squeezes. And we haven't seen that yet, right? But if we continue on our way, we could certainly see it soon. And those short squeezes will be marvelous. I don't know who out there dares to short Bitcoin, but there are people that still have their shorts piled on, right? Even from a technical standpoint, this is what Bitcoin looks like right now in a falling wedge pattern, okay? And it's looking pretty good. We're at that neckline, and it looks like it wants to break out. So even from a technical standpoint, and here's another one, we're in the RSI bullish divergence. If you look at some of these previous times, like 2021, there's a lot of patterns, fractal patterns everywhere. But if you look at 2021, before we really started climbing, right? We're in that same scenario. So even from a technical standpoint, you don't want to be shorting Bitcoin. That's just suicide right now, right? But long term, this is what it looks like. We barely started a recovery. Yes, we started recovering a little bit, but nowhere close to reaching peak. This is why we're in Bitcoin, why we continue to HODL, why we continue to DCA, and focus on the future. Short term, look at when you zoom out like this, short term, there's a lot of up and downs, but afterwards, no one even remembers. No one remembers all those 20 and 30% dips that we had. We just remember what happened last week or last month. Not me, though. I do remember those big dips. But there has been a lot in between that I've forgotten. That's just how it is. During the times, they suck. Afterwards, you forget because you just concentrate on the current price action, right? So, focus on the future. And then lastly, a few things. Let's look at this. Brad Garlinghouse decided to post a video. He doesn't do a lot of videos, even according to him. And he felt compelled that he had to come out of the video to talk about what has happened with Ripple over the years and the release of the Hinman documents, right? And he doesn't hold back. So it's like 4 minutes. I'm not going to show all 4 minutes, but let's listen to the first 2 minutes because I think it's pretty interesting. And then we can move forward. But it definitely relates to the SEC and what I've been saying at the beginning. So let's do this.
Hi, I'm Brad Garlinghouse. As many of you know, I don't often make videos like this, but then again, not every week has been like this one. A few days ago, after 2 years, 7 court orders, and over $100 million in legal bills, the Hinman speech documents, including internal SEC emails and comments leading up to this now infamous 2018 speech, they've finally been unsealed. Hinman's speech created new factors to determine if a token becomes sufficiently decentralized to no longer be considered a security. At best, these documents show that senior officials at the SEC couldn't agree on the law and told Bill Hinman directly he would confuse the public even more about the rules for crypto. At worst, they show that Hinman deliberately ignored the law, and he tried to create new laws, something only Congress can do. And while he was a public servant, Hinman received millions of dollars of payments from his law firm, which was part of an alliance with others that had a vested interest in this speech. This speech isn't about any one token or any one blockchain. This is about showing the extent to which the SEC has relentlessly pursued enforcement actions against crypto players while professing fake open arms and calls to come in and register, all the while lying about their so-called guidance. As some of you may know, Ripple spent years proactively engaging with the SEC. I personally met with Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman, with no lawyer present. Why would I need a lawyer if we were all coming together in good faith? We answered every question they had, and not once did they suggest to me that XRP was a security. We were fully transparent, not knowing they would then use this information against us. The SEC hit us with a surprise Wells notice saying they were considering suing us for breaking securities laws and still refused to provide specifics. To those that have recently been hit with their own Wells notices and lawsuits, this likely sounds all too familiar. When the lawsuit did drop against us, days before Christmas, a very Grinch-like touch, they made it personal. They sued Chris Larson and they sued myself, alleging we should have known all along that XRP was a security. You can now see plain as day, they couldn't even agree amongst themselves. And to me, it still seems like they can't. What we saw play out in our case is exactly what's still happening.
All right, so you could hear the rest on his Twitter page, but I mean, yeah, I think this is very relevant. I mean, you get, Coinbase has said this too. They got slapped with a Wells notice. They're asking for clarification, got none, and then finally got sued, right? The SEC, that's their model. even before Gary, even with Jay Clayton, it seems like they just send out Wells notices, don't provide any clarification, and then sue, right? So there's no way any project in the U.S. can, I don't know, can feel safe and truly get registered. It just seems like that's an impossible task. But it does seem like after 2.5 years, this will be resolving soon. And that would be fantastic for Ripple and for the entire community, right? So we will see. We will see. That was a nice video. That was a nice video. And one of the biggest lawyers that's been following the case, who also helped Library, by the way, right, does think that XRP is going to win. And in fact, this John Deaton is the guy who actually got the courts or the judge in the Library case to make a verdict that just because a token is sold in a secondary market, like say on an exchange or on a DEX, does not make it a security automatically, right? So that's a big ruling right there. That's a huge ruling right there, because one of the things that SEC was targeting or saying about tokens or coins in general was that if they're traded anywhere, they're considered security. But that's not the thing. Not the thing at all. So we will see. We will see when this case resolves. It will be really big for the entire community. In the meantime, since we're talking about hidden documents, Ethereum, this is kind of interesting. Ethereum's reserves on exchanges have dropped so much that the number of staked ETH that's off the exchanges is about to cross. So that's a huge, huge thing. Think about it. As we try to become more decentralized, what's more decentralized than staking in a wallet versus keeping it on an exchange, right? So this is actually a pretty monumental thing. It hasn't happened yet, but it looks like it's going to happen soon within the next month or so, that there will be more ETH staked in a wallet than being left on an exchange. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And of course, the number of non-zero addresses for ETH continues to go sky high. And lastly, has nothing to do with anything, but Charles Hoskinson is hunting for aliens right now. Supposedly, some alien craft crashed into the Pacific Ocean by New Guinea, and Charles Hoskinson is part of this Galileo project. We received Charles donated $1.5 million to this Galileo project, and he is hunting for aliens and alien crafts right now. And he tweeted out that he found some wire and aluminum, but there's still plenty of ground to cover. I hope you find something. Recently, there's been so many videos about alien sightings, or not alien sightings, UFO sightings. Like pretty clear videos of alien ships. Why all of a sudden? It's about time, really. If you think about our camera technology is so much better now, we should have a lot more if they're truly UFOs. Or maybe they're just spy aircrafts from the government. Who knows? And now there's like, people coming out and testifying that they worked on alien or worked on alien crafts, and we've been studying these crafts for like 50, 60 years and harnessing their technology. It's wild. It's wild. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right. Let's change that. Let's see if I missed anything. I can't stop that heart button. It just keeps going and going and going. So I'm strapping back on, John. That's good to hear. Let's see. Give the alien some some Cardano. Keith asks, why is Hoskinson so young when he looks so old? I don't know. I don't know. One of life's mysteries, I guess. Do you think aliens are long on Bitcoin? I don't know. I have no idea. I just know that space is so vast. There's no chance that there's no alien life out there. But the chance of an alien life actually finding us and coming here to the U.S., or not the U.S., the planet, is so small that basically it should be impossible. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the whole thing. I think it's more likely that the UFOs we have seen are just government aircrafts. That the government's been, the U.S. government spends like $900 billion on military defense. Who knows what kind of crazy weapons or aircrafts that they have created behind the scenes, and they don't want anyone to know about them. I mean, that's not unreasonable to think about. So I think all these things that we have seen are probably just government aircrafts, but who knows? I've always said, I had this thinking, and I think I'm not alone. The only way to get the planet to all join together and stop fighting is if we had a common enemy. And that is if some alien species came and started attacking Earth. That would be the only way the entire Earth unites, because we have no choice then. Otherwise, I think it's really hard for the entire Earth to come together and stand together. Maybe there's something else, a global plague or something. It has to be something huge for that to happen. Please do a video on alien economics. I see today people like to talk about aliens. I'll just keep this up then, because people care about aliens more than crypto at this point. How the hell is Tron sitting at number 9? Jason, I've learned over the years, don't trust any of the numbers that involve Tron or anything that's related to Tron, because they're all fake. They're all fake numbers, fake trading volume, fake TVL, fake number of users. Everything's fake. So just stay away from Tron. Alien sighting in Vegas is real? Which one is that? I must have missed it. It's a flying casino. Oh, are you talking about the one where the family claimed that there was aliens in the backyard, and then they called the cops and neighbors? They all saw it, but the footage is like really dark. You can't really see the footage. I didn't know if that was in Vegas or not, but that does sound like it's real. And then there was another footage that came out from this back angle that actually showed like an alien guy. I don't know if that's like CGI'd or not, because the original footage was really dark and you can't see anything. But there's a new footage that looks like it actually looked like an alien there. So what happened to the alien? GT, yes. I did use the Arculus wallet. I have used it. I store some on it. It's basically, it's not a cold wallet. It's basically just, it's another layer of protection. Arculus wallet does not support many coins. That's the problem. It's like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and like 5 others. That's it. You can't store much on there. So I don't use it often, but it's fine. If you need to send out, it's basically you need to put the NFC card behind your phone, and that's it. Yeah. Scott, that's a good idea. Everyone that joins me in Vegas, we'll dedicate an hour to go finding aliens. That'll be a good adventure. I have no opinion on Jasmine 0.0. Never studied them, so can't really talk about it. It's right, Scott. I don't need to post it. It's already in the description. Daniel, awesome. I'm thinking about doing a contest too. I was gonna try to post a link today, but no. Like a giveaway contest for all expenses paid trip to Vegas to join me at the party. But I couldn't get that thing done. So maybe next week. I think it'd be a cool thing. A lot of you guys, I know going to Vegas is expensive. It's not just the ticket, but the ticket is like barely nothing. But, you know, when you consider flight and hotel, I know it's a big expense for a lot of people. So, so I may be doing something like that next week. There we go. Joe to Toe. George, we can't build what ancient Egyptians built, and they couldn't find one dinosaur bone. Not one king or Caesar ever found one. Only 100 years we did. I don't know, man. You know, the whole thing about Egyptians, I don't know what's right or what's wrong. Hey, Jason, Crypto Crow. Yo. You know, like, I see bits and pieces about people talking about Egyptians and the pyramids, right? Some people claim, even today, if we try to build a pyramid, we can't. And then others are like, that's ridiculous. Look at the buildings that we have built, okay? We could definitely build pyramids if we wanted to. I don't know. I don't know who's right or who's wrong. I mean, those blocks that they use to build pyramids are enormous. I have no idea how they are able to move it with such precision. Basically, the size of the pyramid, even if they were off by like a fraction of an inch, by the time they got to the top, it wouldn't be, you know, even, right? So they were so precise with every single block. And there's like millions of blocks that make up a pyramid. Every single one was laid out with absolute precision. And some argue that we can't even do that today. So I don't know what it is with the pyramids. I don't know what to think about the pyramids. I need to talk to a pyramid expert or an Egyptian expert And here's the thing, you can find pyramids everywhere, not just in Egypt, right? You can find in South America too, and you can find it all over the place. So how come all these people were building same kind of structure with such precision thousands of years ago? I don't know. I don't know. Jason, we're talking about aliens if you're still here due to this. Because Charles is hunting for aliens right now. Yeah, and then it goes beyond just building the pyramids. The pyramids are laid out in such a way. There's these experts that talk about it. They relate to astrology. They also equate to some kind of degree measurement, and they're perfect in their alignment. Like, it just seems like there's no way people from thousands of years ago, without the advanced technology that we have today, are able to build them and place them in such a way that they're perfect in every single way. I don't know. It's really wild to think about. I would love to study it more, but I don't have time for that. Maybe we should come out with a pyramid coin. I don't know if one exists. That'd be a good one. To fund expeditions to Egypt or wherever there may be pyramids. Pyramids are built by the help of the jinn. I have no idea who the jinn are. Petrolhead. I appreciate that. All right, anyways, I think we're a little off track here. Crow, if you're interested, let me know if you want to go to my VIP party in Vegas, where we will be hunting down aliens. As for everyone else, you know what? Bitcoin's recovering a little bit, so that's good. SEC and Binance has agreed to something, so Binance.US is safe for now. Coinbase is still going after SEC. Brad is still going after SEC. So, good things are coming. Good things are coming. Better days are coming. So, stay strong, my friends. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later. Just FYI, I will be traveling next week, so my schedule will be different. Tomorrow, I'll be showing a weekly recap video. And throughout the week, I'll be filming, but be a different time every day because I'll be traveling. All right. Have a good one, guys. Take care.